Coach Riley, you say it yourself, that's 5 wins.
That's exactly right. It was a very good win for our team under a couple of adverse situations that went on, and I thought a hard-playing Stanford team that had won games like that. You know, they hung around at FC for a long, long time, and then were able to win it at the end. They hung around to Arizona and won it at the end, and of course that was a vivid memory in my mind as the game went on. But I thought our kids just kept playing. They played, and you know, usually if you hold the other team to 5 yards rushing, you've got to get you.
Let's go to the opposite side, because something is so important here. Evan Bernard, he did not play the second half. Could you tell us about him?
Well, I don't know what the long-term deal is or the short-term as far as the next game. I do know that there was some problem with his shoulder, and I don't know how much of a problem, enough of a problem that we are very concerned because, you know, he usually plays if there's any chance of playing. So we'll have to see. I think in a day or two we'll all know more about it, and everybody will hear it. But I thought the other guys played well. I thought Ryan Cole stood in there and played well in the offensive line for his first game, and some guys had to step up, you know, and you know, we're playing without 3 of our best players from a year ago, Jeremy Perry, Dennis Strotter, and Evan Bernard tonight, and so then our starting left tackle. So I think guys did a great job just stepping in there and playing. That's why they're here, and that's what they have to do. That's what they're expected to do, and I love it when they do it. And then I thought Mark Banker, the defensive coaching staff, did an outstanding job. I think that they just stayed on top of them. I thought our players, particularly our cornerbacks, you know, they went after him tonight, and I thought they played with a lot of awareness, you know, situation-wise, and you know, they really didn't get that much on them, and they really tried to do it, too. Stanford did. They did a concerted effort to try to get some plays, and big receivers and good athletes that they have, but I thought our guys did a great job. We played with a lot of passion, and so I'm excited about this week coming up and getting started in preparation.
You're wound up tonight, Coach. You didn't let me ask you a question. Let's stay on offense. Just a couple of things. You talked about Brian at left tackle. 6 sacks tonight, but in general, Sean had a lot of time.
You know, I think that he did, and I think that there were times Sean took a sack with blitzes, and he was not sure. He didn't trust the protection. You know, he thought, here comes a guy, or our back actually picked him up twice. But he didn't trust the fact that they would be picked up, so he bailed a little bit and took a couple of sacks, and hopefully he learns a lot from this. Playing against that 3-4 defense, that's what happens once in a while. They come with some freedom until they get picked up as the back has to pick up. And that happens a little more often in the 3-4 because of the 4 linebacker possibilities. So, but I hope that he learns from that. I thought he made some good plays and some good decisions, and I thought we just offensively kind of did what we had to do to win, and didn't give the other team field position to make those big mistakes that have cost us. It would have cost us in a game like this if we converted it.
Absolutely. I thought Sean took some sacks where earlier in the year, earlier in his career, he would have thrown the ball up in the air. He did not tonight. You won the 4-0 is the turnover battle. So that is huge. You win the turnovers, you win. That's why you're going to coach here.
Yeah, that's a great point. That and rushing the ball. You know, I think if you outrush the team and you don't turn the ball over, you've got a good chance of winning. And so that's a pretty good formula, especially for tonight, the way it was.
Let's talk about rushing a little bit. You had some different things happening today, not only with Matt Seaver, Cindy Clinton, but James Rogers played a lot more at the wide receiver, had another huge night rushing football.
Well, it's fun, isn't it, to have him with those reverses and those fly sweeps. You know, and it just adds an element to what we can do. You know, we're not, everybody knows this, we're not as proficient yet in our passing game. Not because the passing not as proficient, or he's going to be a good player. We just don't do it as well as a unit. You know, we're breaking in with younger receivers, and we're just not where we want to be throwing the ball. So with the fly sweep and the reverse and doing some stuff with James, that's added some more things to our offense to give us some production until we can kind of even that
You tried the double reverse tonight.
Oh, man, I thought that was a touchdown. They hit it right with the, they hit it with a blitz just in the right way. I thought we recovered from it. Okay, it could have been a disaster, but I thought for sure we were going to get a big one on that.
You have a large